Right, what's up, everybody? I'm Arash Amini, founder of Vidulant, and we're going to talk about writing good copy, and we're going to get into email writing in the second half. Let's go philosophically first. Why does copy matter? A lot of people don't take their copy seriously. And what I mean by seriously is they don't sell in their copy. They don't think things through enough. You will often see on social media the use of exclamation marks everywhere. In replies on social media, as if an exclamation mark makes the statement more true, but it often makes the statement less credible. So in the B2B space, you got to be really careful about that young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed social media intern being too joyful all the time. Nobody wants to be spending all this time and money on your product, so don't be so glib about it. We'll get into all that and more. So this episode of the Vidulant Podcast is brought to you always and forever by Vidulant. Vidulant.com, Vidulant, the complete ABM automation solution, the only one of its kind. Start your ABM program in minutes, get up and running, and get your brilliant product to market faster, more affordably, and more reliably than ever before. We're a B2B marketing program in a box. With one call, we'll have your whole system set up and running. It is a process, but we manage the entire thing on your behalf utilizing the most advanced and proprietary softwares that we've built custom made for this specific workflow. We see the world of B2B marketing very differently. And in fact, we think everyone's doing it wrong, which is why you can normally spend $1 million trying to replicate what we could do for a fraction of that cost in a given year. We handle every aspect that's needed in our marketing program in a box. That's content production, that's lead generation, that's CRM management, and that's sales enablement. All there ready for you to go. And all you need to do is work with your account rep and watch the leads roll in. We find you the prospects that are not only interested in your product, but also are in their sales cycle right now or in their education process. So we scour the world and deliver you pre-qualified sales leads that are actually looking to make a purchase. And it changes every month, and we change with it. So Vidulant.com /training if you want to learn a little bit more about what we do. So copy. Ooh, man, copy is everything online, especially as your attention is more dispersed and ad hoc. You're going to find that attention-grabbing headline is insanely important. So where does copy come into play? So in the headline of your ads, it's a very, very, very powerful place to test new copy against new audiences, and you can find this market product resonance based off of who clicks what and what percentage of them click above normal, right? So 2, 3, 5, 10 times above normal, you have strong resonance, right? And so the difference between a headline where one word is changed can be profound. The difference between a platform and a service is very, very different, because remember, the market is objective. Even though it's made up of the wants, the demands of countless humans who have subjective wants and needs, at an aggregate level, it is completely objective. And your task is to probe the market systematically and measure its contours, its local peaks and local valleys, its local minimas and local maximas. And if you can find that local maximum and hone in on the top, it's really powerful, because and that's what you should be thinking about. Click-through rates is kind of a map of engagement. And as you get to that thing, that positioning which resonates the most, you'll find a sharp spike in engagement, and you have something, you have the best thing possible. Because as you move away from that, you'll find less and less engagement. And so what you're trying to uncover ultimately is the sales psychology of your market. Humans all have the same psychology, more than less, far more than less, right? Fear and love and everything in between. In your given market, for a given price point, for a given product of a given complexity, you're going to have a different sales process and a different sales psychology. People are going to buy phones differently than they're going to buy cars, right? However, everyone buying a phone is much more similar, is almost identical. So it's like a silo. And everyone buying a car, the way people buy cars is very similar. And that's because everyone is the same. So if you understand how everyone shops, and then you need to find how people shop for product X or service Y, right? And positioning your ads is the best way to find that out rapidly, because you get to measure instantly, you get the feedback instantly. And so I want you to think about your ad headlines in the same way you think about your email subject lines. Those words matter, and you need to provide as much clear value at every step of the journey as possible. Teach first, sell last. Literally last. Literally the last thing you need to do is sell. Teach, 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 teach. It's not even jab, 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 right hook. It's jab, 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 right hook, maybe, right? Because if you automate this whole thing, then you don't have to worry about when to right hook. You just keep teaching, keep teaching, keep teaching, and the sales process is automated if you're using an ABM program especially. So the way we do that, and the way you should be doing that, I believe, is to provide unparalleled value the entire customer journey, and provide as much value as you possibly can afford. If you can afford publishing free books, do it. If you can provide long form video content, do it. Value, value, value. High value ads, high value content, high value offers, high value communications. At the bottom of your emails, you need a call to action. Or let's say it can be in the minimum at the bottom of your emails. Postscript, so sign off, PS, sales pitch. Okay? Because if you do the rest right, people will get to the bottom of your emails. And if you keep writing good emails, they will keep seeing that. And once they're ready to make the next step in their buyer's journey, you will be a clear candidate to be looped into the RFP process. So, request for proposal process. You will stay top of mind. But if you sell right away, you're gonna limit your interactions, your sales interactions, in a larger time frame, because you're going to be talking to that tiny percentage, that few percentage of the of your buyer's universe that is looking to buy now, and that's typically what people do. But if you broaden your marketing to a conversational marketing that educates your industry, you are now able to market to everyone in your industry, not just the people looking to buy now, but everyone that will have your problem. And then a much larger percentage can become fans of your brand. And then as soon as they're ready to start making the decision-making, to enter the decision-making process, you become a prospective vendor for them. And you then increase your sales pipeline tremendously, because you are owning that customer journey. They're walking down your path. You know what I mean? It's your trail. You paved it. You set the landmarks. You set the guideposts. It's yours. And yes, they can at any time go to someone else. And that's fine, because you'll never own 100% of the market. In fact, it's theoretically impossible. And so you want to just help people as much as you can. Hey, we're not the best fit. You should go this way. Hey, we're not the best fit. You should go this way. Hey, if you're still around afterwards, you're listening to me. We're going to have a good conversation. You're going to buy because I am the best fit for you. And you realize it without me having to tell you that. So, copy is everything. And because it gets down to your positioning. And the way you're positioned in your prospect's mind is the most important thing because it's how they see everything. And if you're positioned as a service, but they want a software, then you're going to be fighting uphill constantly. If you're positioned as a service and they want a service, then you are speaking to them in the language that they want to hear. And your sale can go downhill, as in it'll be easier to get the sale. But if you're positioned as something that they're not looking for, even if at the end product is what they need, if you've positioned yourself as something your prospective industry is not looking for, you're going to be fighting a tremendous battle. And you'll be fighting for that last few percent of people who are looking to buy at any time. And you'll have to brute force your way in there. Your customer acquisition costs will be very high. You'll need more financing. You'll lose more equity, so on and so forth. But if you can position yourself such that your market to be not only what your market's looking for, but who your market is looking for, the thought leader, the authority, the expert in the domain, a guiding star to help them on their journey, then your sales will just dunk left and right. It's quite fantastic. And so here we are effectively starting from scratch, doing that for a new product and service, and you guys will see. We're gonna make a splash. We're doing the exact thing that we are selling our clients. Exactly the same. We're using our own process because it works. No matter what industry, it works. It's pretty cool. So let's talk about email copy, okay? I talked about it briefly, and it's a really important thing because you have the perfect customer journey has 4 stages, 4 sequences, and they have to be in this order for them to work. Ads, content, offer, communication. So your ads, and this correlates to your ideal marketing technology stack, what we call a jet stack. And you need an ad management system or systems, you need content management systems, you need offer management systems, and you need communication management systems. There's a 5th component which the customer doesn't interact with called an attribution management system. It's effectively a marketing dashboard that needs to measure what's going on in that whole thing, but that's on you. The client, the prospect never touches that. They don't even know that's there. And so, yeah, you need these 4 things. It's like a jet engine. The intake is cold traffic that gets compressed by content, that gets ignited by an offer, that gets expanded by, thrust, that provides thrust via sales communication. So that communications piece is critical. A lot of people talk about the importance of, a lot of companies spend a lot of money getting the good targeted traffic. And then they write a lot of content to help and narrow down the field, and then they have offers to build a CRM of prospects, and then they sell. They right hook the fuck out of you, and you're left like, oh god, shut up, unsubscribe. You're not helping. And so the key at each stage is relevant ads, insightful content, valuable offers, and helpful communications. Your communications have to be helpful. It's what increases open rates. It's what the internet was founded on. It's what humans want from their sales communications. And there's a couple ways to go about making good emails. You can write custom long form copy for your emails. That's the hardest one because you have to write a lot. You can rehash your content. That's easier. You can also update on your social media show. That's probably the best of both worlds. And so as people opt in, You can do all these things. You need at least 7 days of pre-written emails to 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 get your worldview across. You know what I mean? To show that you actually care about your prospect. That needs to come across. You can go, I say up to 30 days, but you should have years of content, so to speak. How do you get years of content? You produce a regular social media show. When you post it, your prospect list should get that email automatically, linking back to the show. At the bottom of the email is always the same. It's not the same call to action, but the same in the same spot is a sales pitch for your entry level product, or effectively a link to a sales page or a scheduling software to talk to a sales rep. So that when they're ready, you're there, and you're not in their face about it, but you're always there. You're never annoying them because you're adding far more value than this little thing, but it's always there. And why at the bottom? Because it's been shown. These are all just best practices. All the data's out there. If you go study all the conversion data on ads, on content marketing, on pay-per-click marketing, on SEO marketing, SEM, content marketing, lead generation marketing, and email marketing, all this stuff has been proven statistically, effectively by millions and billions of dollars, and probably hundreds of billions of data points. Let's be real. 3 billion people on the internet for 25 years. That's 75 billion years of internet usage. I know that's not actually true, but the numbers add up. Times the days, times the hours, times the clicks, times the emails. I mean, it's a tremendous amount of data. So all this stuff's out there. We've just compiled it and had our own insight that formulates it. You need the 4 stages. If any social campaign is not providing the 4 stages, then any digital marketing campaign, then it's not going to work, or it'll barely work, right? Sometimes you can get away without an email communications. And we'll get into the benefits of the Jet Stack in another episode, but the fact of the matter is all the magic happens in the emails. So you need to find the ads that work, get the content that works, get an offer that works, and then focus on your emails. Your emails are going to provide the ROI for your whole thing, your whole B2B marketing program, is because that's where people will actually be sold. Statistically, it's in the emails. A certain small percentage who are looking to buy at any given moment, what is that? 2 to 3%, something like that, will skip the email and reach out to you because they're, okay, got it, we're looking now, immediately. Fine. Those aren't the people your marketing program is built for. That's the low-hanging fruit, right? You want all the people that are searching out your competitors to be aware of you. And the best way to do that is to get them into your email list. Not only do you get the ROI off of a clear ROI off of your marketing spend, you now don't have to spend money to communicate with them. And if you can build a rapport where your newsletter is deemed high value, then you're golden. You're going to stay top of mind. And so one of the best ways to think about an email is as a not a newsletter, a sales letter, right? Corporate sales letter. In the B2B world, it works great. Single page, basic header, basic intro, couple paragraphs, sign off, information, right? And the bottom will be a button or something, a small banner to your salespeople or your sales page. And it works so well. How do we know? Because sales letters work really well. They've worked forever. All direct mail marketing campaigns are versions of the sales letter that connects via story and value to move a prospect to take action. It's what political campaigns are built off of. It's what investment opportunities are based off of. And so the magic of a marketing campaign in 2019 is, though, you can find out exactly which sales letter generated the sales lead. You don't have no idea when you send a direct mail campaign which, poster or postcard generated was the reason they called out, right? One might have reminded them or what have you, but you don't really know because you don't know which letters were opened. You don't know which ones were read. You don't know which ones were the cause of activation. In an email campaign, you know exactly, and so you want to be very, I fill in the subject header first as a kind of a. This is how I do it. Write the first version of your subject as the header of your email. So then, 10 ways to save with cloud POS. Okay. And then write that in your header of your email. 10 ways to save with cloud POS. That's your header, all caps, or the first letter is all capitalized. And then there needs to be a sentence, a subheader underneath that contextualizes what this this letter's about. Most restaurant operators know they're spending too much on inventory costs. And then the whole email has to be about the header. What did I say? 10 ways to save? Something like that. Whatever you write, it literally has to all revert back to that theme. So then your first sentence is a attention-grabbing insight, something that they're like, whoa. And there's many ways to do this, and I'm trying to think how I usually do it. Your first paragraph sets up the problem. Your second paragraph sets up the solution. Your third paragraph explains your solution, why it's the best solution of all solutions, or differentiates your solution. And I think if you do that over and over again, you're bound for success. You can also just tell stories. You know what I mean? Okay, that's one way to do it. You can also just tell stories that relate to your product. And they could be just, helpful stories of ways to see the world. At the end of the day, you need to be helpful, and you need to have your whole email constantly reference your header, your headline of the email. And then when you write the email, rewrite your subject, your subject line, because you'll have a better sense of what you did and why it matters to that person. The main benefit of the email is really important. So it'd be like, maybe it stays at 10 ways to save more money, or 10 ways to save 30%, or how I save 33% on costs, or how I cut inventory by 33%, right? The main nugget of value needs to be in the subject. And that's how I write a good sales letter. It's more art than science, unfortunately, but that's like the best example. Simplified way is to say, hey, here's a blog post. The subject of the email, the simplest way to do it is the subject of the email is the title of the blog post. The header on the email is the title of the blog post. The subheader is maybe the first sentence of the blog post. And then you can either write the whole blog post, copy and paste it there. You could put the first paragraph and then link to the blog post. Or you can just write the whole thing at the same time. Always, always, always in the bottom. That's the way to do it. You can then also do in the automated version, if you have like a weekly or daily show that is like, the next episode in the Vidulant Podcast as a subject header. And then the header of the email is like kind of prearranged or preset. Check out the latest episode of Vidulant Podcast. Maybe that's the same as the subject line. And it's, a picture of or an excerpt from the blog post that is the social media, that is the show. social media show, and then the same sales thing. So you can have, that's probably best and most complicated, medium to low, and maybe a blend of all three is what's best for your market. It depends on your time frame, and you might want to do 7 days of, you might want to do 7 custom letters, sales letters. You might want to do 21 um, repurposed blog posts, and then you might want to do automated emails for your maybe it's a weekly show or a monthly show to just stay top of mind. The hardest part about writing good emails is knowing which one to put when, and that just comes from brute force A/B testing. So you don't know, but you do want to talk about the most helpful things first. It's like a comedy routine. Put your your heavy hitters at the beginning, so you get their attention, you build a rapport, and they stick around. Don't save your good stuff for last, because no one will stick around to enjoy it. They need to see quickly, clear value. The best email, the most important email you send is going to be the first email, because it's going to set the tone for all the other emails. The open rate of the first email dictates the open rates of every other email thereafter, statistically speaking. And so that's why it's really important in your first email to deliver that high value offer and say, your ebook, your webinar link, your whatever is on its way. Go check your email. And in there, you might want to include, links to your resource library, links to your blog post, links to what have you. You can also do, another way I've done it in the past is when you're linking to your blog post, you can link to other people's non-competing blog posts. If you don't have enough social media content of your own, it's a good way to fill the gap with more valuable information. It shows that, you are okay sharing other people's, sending them off into the world to research the competition, because you're only going to get this percentage and you're different, and it's a very good sign. And it saves a lot of time, because you don't have to make all the content yourself. So that's 3.5 strategies for dominating your B2B marketing campaigns. I know you guys can do it. You're all very smart, very talented people, and just start with the basics. By the time you start and work in sequence, start with your ads, then your content in your very first version. If you're doing this yourself, you want to find and we'll do another, maybe a whiteboard session. You want to start with the number one place you can get the most customers, the lowest cost. Write ads there. You want to send them to a landing page with content on it and an offer. Once your ads are performing over 2 times normal, move to your landing page. Once your landing page, which is a content plus offer piece, is performing 2 times average, move on to your emails. Once your email open rate is at least average, it's hard to get 2 times average in email. It's a big deal. Move back to your ads and try to get it to 4 times average. But the thing is, once you have people opting into your email list, you know who they are, you know where they are, you know what they want, and you know why they want it. So who they are is based on your targeting and your ads. What they want is based off of the ads you're showing to them. Who they are, what they want. I'm missing one, but why they want it, or who they are, what they want, and why they want it. Let me rephrase. Who they are is based on your ads. What they want is based off of your landing page, and then why they want it is based off of the combination of the two. Is an inference of the two. So if is a result of the two. If retired teachers are your target, and this is in a B2C setting. If if petroleum CMOs are who you're targeting, and what they want is a webinar on GDPR, then you get to infer that they want to know more about, why they want it, and you should be the one. That's the art of the marketing, is you should be the one to figure out why they want it. But once you have them opting in, you have those three pieces, and you get to write about that ad nauseum in your emails. You can break down GDPR in the petroleum industry and CMOs. I mean, it's like so many things you could talk about, and you have your confines of what to talk to them about, and what kind of 101 level content to provide them. And we'll do a better job. Well, to be frank, it's all in the training. So if you want to see it more broken down, it's all in the B2B Marketing School training. Version 1, version 2 will be out next quarter. So, all right, that's enough for today. Thank you for everybody for listening, and Godspeed and good luck. Talk to you all soon. Bye.